And that's another aspect of this that analytics can't take into account. The feeling, if you're the Lions, of the are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I guess it's not our day after all. How do you process that in real time and then get it back your way? And they still had a chance after that, obviously, but it all adds up to that sense of momentum, and you can feel it through the TV screen when the momentum is changing in a big game like that. And when something like that happens, everything that was pointing toward the Lions starts pointing the other way. And the challenge is to know how to push it back your way. That's where experience matters. I think that's the one thing we overlooked in this. Experience matters. And, Chris, if you've learned from bad experience, good experience gives you confidence in that setting. And we're going to spend the next segment, hang on, Chiefs fans, we're getting there. We're going to spend the next segment talking about the value of good experience and the confidence that it brings, especially when you're going up against a team with no experience in those moments. But I think we're hitting the nail on the head here. For as much as Dan Campbell needs to learn from this bad experience, your friend Kyle has learned from his own bad experiences. And he's learned how to take that guy who in the second quarter just looked like he didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
And can we just end this damn thing and give them the trophy and get the hell out of here? And to turn it his way and to make it happen. And when you do that 2 weeks in a row, that makes it a lot easier to hold a 10-point lead with 7 minutes left if you have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and they're on the ropes and you don't want to let them back in with jet chip wasp with the long throw to Tyreek Hill. And the next thing you know, you lose by 11 when you were just up by 10.
Yeah, no, I again, that's why I think we both agree Shanahan's one of the best coaches in football. He continues to adjust, learn, reevaluate, self-scout thyself, as we say, right, and figure out the best way to win football games. And, yeah, he's been in this moment on the other side, right? He has a little bit. And, again, that's where I get back into momentum, karma, right, whatever you want to talk about. And this is where you go for it. It's 24-10. You could go up 3 scores. Defense is sitting there. The Lions defense is sitting on the sidelines going, we go for it a good amount. We get it a lot. So they're kind of just sitting there watching. Hey, we expect to get it. Oh, wait, they didn't get it? Oh, okay, we got to run out there. Oh, hey, guys, defense. Okay, we're out there. Put your helmet on. Oh, okay, the fans are going crazy. The other team's excited now. They got to stop. Shanahan knows, hey, I've been in this situation the other way before. They're going to be a little bit like, oh, I can't believe we didn't get that. Oh, man, and flustered. What does he come out? Boom, pass to Deebo Samuel, rips off 17 or 18 yards. Here comes the momentum change and the train. And then that gives them the ability the next play or the play after to say, hey, I'm throwing it deep to Ayuk here. We got it rolling. Let's go. And it never stopped from that point on. It never did. Ayuk gets it. Catches that ball, they score a touchdown. The defense makes a big play on Jahmyr Gibbs, short field, touchdown, and all of a sudden you and me are sitting there going, man, that coach of the 49ers, you look confused, and they looked like a different team. Oh, bam, all of a sudden we're in a tight football game. It's tied at home in San Francisco, and they got all the momentum. And again, I think it can all go back to like what you said to start the show. The turning point, that one play, whatever. That was a huge momentum swing, and we never really saw the 49ers look back after that.
Let me give you a brief history of analytics, because I think last night's game is a watershed moment in how we should think about it. And you know what? I don't care if it makes the analytics crowd upset. I think that's part of reaching this watershed. We have to not care about pushing back on the people who think they're smarter than the rest of us, and they think that football can be reduced to a mathematical equation, because it can't.
No.
It started as calculations and a logical, reasoned basis for doing something that would seem to be unconventional. And that's how it was 15 years ago. If you're a coach and you had a decision to make, and one way was conventional, the other way was unconventional. If you took the unconventional route and it failed, it was a hell of a lot harder to deal with reporters, to deal with your owner, to deal with your fan base, because you chose the thing that was generally regarded as unconventional. So we would see a lot of coaches just always do the conventional thing. Because if the conventional thing goes wrong, how can you criticize me? I did what everybody does. When in Rome,
right.
This is what we always do.
Right.
I did the conventional thing. So analytics provided an avenue for coaches to do unconventional things. And the analytics said to do it. And it was almost like giving a kid who never drank before his first taste of alcohol. And some of these coaches got drunk on this idea that now I've got license to do the unconventional thing whenever I want. I can just do the unconventional thing. And you know what I can say? You know what I can say when they ask me about it? You know what I can say, Chris? You know what I'm going to say. When they ask me why you do that,
we're just trying to win. We're trying to be aggressive. Just trying to be aggressive, trying to win the game. Aggressive.
We're being aggressive.
Trying to win the game.
We're being aggressive. And that short circuits, here's the thing, that short circuits the media, the fans, and the owner because there's some formula out there that supports you. Because I don't think Dan Campbell made these decisions based on analytics. I think Dan Campbell has adopted a mindset of be aggressive all the time thanks to this world of analytics where you can find a formula to support anything you want to do. So you no longer get criticized for doing something unconventional. You don't get criticized for not going up 3 scores with 7 minutes left in the third quarter when you could have and should have, unless you don't trust your kicker, and that's a different problem altogether. And so what started as math has become this thing where I'm just going to be reckless. I'm going to be aggressive. And the math, some way, somehow, the math is going to support me. I'll find a formula that supports me because all these analytics formulas support being aggressive. It's the damnedest thing. And I hope that the football community wakes up to what we have created by, number one, letting it in. Number two, being afraid of angering the analytics crowd because they're smarter than us and they're gonna stuff us in a locker. And let's just remember what this ultimately is. It is a physical contest. It is emotional. There are a lot of factors that go into it. And anybody that has ever been in any competitive environment, I don't care whether it's football, basketball, baseball, ping pong, I don't care. You know that there is a real human emotion that goes into it. There are ebbs and flows. There's momentum, and you can't quantify it. And you have to know when you've got the other side on the ropes, you have to know how to properly punch them through. And that's where Dan Campbell failed last night. He had the 49ers on the ropes. He could have gone up 3 scores. And that's the thing. Instead of just giving them a little shove, he kept wanting to do the big wind-up.
No doubt about it.
Like in the cartoon, the big wind-up knockout punch.
Right.
When all he had to do, Chris, was just give him a little shove.
Yeah, agreed. All they had to do was just keep working the body. Keep contact coming. And the 49ers were going to fold. They were. And, yeah, that's where Dan Campbell – and, again, I'm all for following the mantra and what you are as a football team and what got you there. So I don't want that to be lost. But, you alluded to this a little earlier. There's a point where it's like, yeah, this is what we do, right? But we don't do it to such a point where we bite off our nose to spite our face, or we just do it because this is our mantra and this actually doesn't make sense here. I think that's where it got a little out of hand. That's where some of these teams, I think, buy into that a little too much. Whether it's the Cleveland Browns, and the wild card on, we blitz, we play man-to-man. Yeah, but he's throwing bombs, C.J. Stroud, all over the field. I know this is what you do, but they know too. So you got to freaking change it up. Like Dallas Cowboys, Dan Quinn. So I understand that this is what you do, but this is also championship level football. The other team knows what you do. The other team's really good. The other team has coaches that can think outside the box and adjust, and you got to play that way. It could have been easy for Shanahan down 24-7 to go, oh, it's 4th and 8. I got to go for it. I'm sure the analytics, like you said go, even though it was 24-7. He could have said go. My field goal kicker already missed an easy field goal. I don't trust it. I don't want to go for it, right? Because that's the analytics crowd.
Got to be aggressive. Got to be aggressive.
Got to be aggressive.
Can't get back in the game if we're not aggressive.
That's the analytics argument always, too, as well. If you guarantee me the guy will make the field goal, then then maybe I wouldn't have gone for it. Well, like, nothing's a guarantee. I mean, kiss my butt with that talk, right? So they went for it, 24-10, and chipped away at it. But they weren't going to be aggressive, like you said, or be scared by a moment that happened earlier in the game or whatever. They just continued to play and work the body and see if they can just slowly wear down the Lions, and then that's exactly what they did.
And this is why I think it's foolish to retreat to this idea, this is who we are. Like you said and like I said earlier, your opponent studies who you are. Your opponent knows who you are. There's some Sun Tzu Art of War shit in here somewhere where,
right.
And I'm sure that there's a quote from that book that would apply here, and if I knew the book well enough, I'd share it with you. But at some level, consciously or not, Kyle Shanahan, when he kicked that field goal, had to be thinking, let's just get the 3 here because you know what? There's a chance Johnny Kneecaps is gonna make it easier for us. There's a chance because we know what they are. They're going to aggressive their way into opening the door for us. And he's prescient. He's brilliant. If he was thinking what happened, but look at what happened. We got to within 2 scores. That's all that mattered. The field goal is just a way to get within 2 scores. It's still 2 scores.
Right.
Touchdown or field goal. Still 2 scores. We got to within 2 scores. Now let's see what happens. And aggressive kept the Lions from going back up 3 scores and instead kept it at 2 scores. And that was the moment that the game was lost. Everything after that's detail. That was the moment the game was lost when they didn't go back up 17 points and 3 scores with 22 minutes to play. They didn't play chess. They kept swinging, and it blew up on them. Kudos to the 49ers for understanding that. You want to be unpredictable, Chris. You don't want to be any one thing. College, you can get away with it because you're physically superior.
Right.
This is who we are. This is what we do, and no one can beat us. At the NFL level, anyone can beat you. And if you wear on your sleeve what you are, that makes it easier to eventually beat you. You can ride it all the way through the regular season. You can ride it through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. At some point, if you continue to be what you've been the whole year, they're going to get you.
Agreed. You got, you can't be stubborn to that point where it becomes predictable, like you said. I think that's the big thing. And the 49ers, a team with championship merit, a championship caliber head coach, they're the type of team when you slip up or make that wrong move, they can take advantage of it. And that's all they needed. They just needed a little help, a little something to kind of get them going, get them over the edge, get them feeling like, okay, we're back. Here we are. We're playing 49er football again. And that, to me, is where the Lions help them do that. And that's where I don't agree with it. And, of course, the 49ers did a great job of taking advantage of it.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.